The Speed Chess Championship Final was brought to you by OnJuno. Sign up for a free checking account at onjuno.com to receive 5% cash back and a 2.15% bonus on deposits. It's your interest. Take it. Just showing the final position on the board, everybody. Again, this is just, it's going to be two healthy pawns versus one. So, and something like this only makes it even easier for white because the knight is so dominant against a bishop when the focus is on one side of the board. So, wow. Okay, we have a tied match, and the momentum back in Nakamura's corner. So needs to do something here with the white pieces.
He does, and he's going for a similar approach as we saw earlier with getting the move f4 in. But in this case, Hikaru brought his bishop to e6 early. He did not like the position he obtained in that sequence, so he puts bishop on e6, allowing the white bishop to snake around. If black plays g5, the bishop will retreat to g3. Essentially, Hikaru is adopting the setup that Wesley has played with the black pieces.
Right. Yeah, if you're just joining, we had a position similar to this with So on the black side. It ultimately led to a castle's long for Hikaru and eventually a win, actually, in an attack. But this is not the same type of position, and we see Nakamura. Wow, look at this. We're going to get an aggressive game here with black all in on a kingside attack, and this king still in the center.
Yeah, that's a big decision by Hikaru there. And I don't love the fact that he's not moved yet. So you play h5. You know the bishop needs to get some free space because h4 would have trapped the bishop. So white plays f3, and now black is thinking. And that doesn't mean that black's position is bad. That's not what I'm saying. But it's one of those moves where you play on instinct, and then you have to find the correct path forward. Otherwise, you've overextended, and that can backfire.
Well, we see So also kind of changing his body language. The chat has pointed out he's put on his glasses and taken them off. It's like he's looking for his lucky view currently in the game. And we have more than 13,000 of you on YouTube, by the way. That is record peak viewership for Chess.com over there on our YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button before you go anywhere else. And 28,000 of you on Twitch as well. And thank you so much for being here, everybody. The chat has been awesome. Chess TV, you've been super supportive, and thank you for being here. Okay, here we go. G4.
Another one of those moves, right? Where if the F file opens up, that could hurt black. Of course, if black opens the G file and mates you down the G file, then it pays off. But it's one of those moves that Hikaru spent so much time on because you have to figure out the consequences concretely. You can't just say, oh, I hope this looks good for me by opening the G file. No, you really have to figure out if this is going to work. And for Wesley, you can play pawn takes G4 and voluntarily open the lineup, or you can make a move like knight to e3, saying, all right, back to you. You determine if you'll capture on f3, in which case my queen can hop out, or you'll play something else. But the position is opening up, and only one person's king is in the center.
Bishop d2 is a sneaky move. It threatens bishop g5, which, of course, if the f-file became open, could be potentially devastating for black. And Hikaru is all in. This is such a hard position to teach the principles of, because black is kind of breaking all of them, right? You're opening the center with your king still in the middle of the board. You're attacking on one flank before you've actually connected your rooks, which is often kind of a basic principles no-no. But you're doing all of this with the idea that the reward, right, the bucket of gold at the end of the rainbow is worth it, because if all of black's pieces come to life, you're going to have a very dangerous attack.
That's true. And maybe I underestimated just how strong the attack could be, but at first glance, I thought that white is the one who's coordinated better. But now we see the knight jump to e3. G4 is under attack. I would consider taking that. And does black take on f3? The queen takes right back, and now the knight on f6 is under pressure. I feel like black's position is sort of like barely holding things together, but at the same time, the potential of the attack does register with me. I mean, Danny, which side would you rather have here?
I don't know. I mean, I'm with you, because despite, we obviously see the evaluation bar liking black, and the space is very clear. But from a human perspective, it scares the bejesus out of me, right? I'm like, this feels like I'm a blunder away, like with my king in the center. I'm threatening to take and open things up. So Hikaru and guys at this level we know have prepared much deeper than you or I. But the fact that he's taking time on the clock, right? You know that Hikaru appreciates just how critical this moment is. Do you move the queen so that you can get out of dodge if need be, castle long? Or do you play bishop b6 and continue to put pressure on the dark squares? I don't know, but shout out to chat with the rainbow emote right when I mentioned the pot of gold. I mean, it shows you're paying attention over there on Chess TV. We love you for that.
This is a critical moment, and Wesley is up a minute having G3 was played. White should play H3 very quickly.
Lock it
Lock down that side of the board.
Lock it up. You lock it up. Rule number 76, play like a champion.
Today's Speed Chess Championship video is brought to you by OnJuno. With OnJuno, you can create a free checking account in under 5 minutes, and that's pretty fast. They don't have physical branches, so you don't need to pay their executives millions of dollars in overhead each year. Plus, those savings are passed on to you, the consumer, in the form of 5% cash back on brands you love and use every day, including Amazon, Netflix, Uber, DoorDash, and more. OnJuno offers an industry-leading bonus rate of 2.15% on deposits, helping you grow your money, while OnJuno helps the game of chess grow. Backed by top companies like Sequoia and Polychain, OnJuno's clean interface and easy-to-use features let you take full advantage of the most powerful checking account on the planet. Click the link in the description below to sign up for an account today and receive 10% cash back on Chess.com memberships. OnJuno, it's your interest, take it.
And, well, black is taking over the dark squares there, but white can play this d4 move, can play knight g4 first. He plays knight g4, and I don't really know that I love black's position because it feels like where's your king going? That's a critical question as well.
Yeah, seriously, it's a critical position. I think black needs to just sort of surrender. The potential of this attack has gone way down now that things are locked up. You need to get your king safe before the e-file starts to open up, and that's what's had us nervous in this game for some time about the direction of it. Tied match, 3.5, 3.5. Obviously, we got a long day ahead and what I think is going to be a thriller. Shout out to everyone playing Guess the Move. We'll give you a shout out at the end and next segment. We know we got a lot of you over there trying to win those cash prizes.
Let me guess, Yavrikurt is playing?
Yavrikurt, Dragon B70. Also, Indian Lad, our grandmaster from India, loves himself some Guess the Move. And remember, you can win cash prizes by playing Guess the Move on Chess.com. So, all of our subscribers, seriously, we've had a ton of love today. It's Hikaru Nakamura's 33rd birthday. We had 33 gifted subs by Chess Bay. It's going to be an awesome day. And remember, subscribers, you don't have to see ads. You get to see the Twitch Primetime Smackdown, which comes to you at the break. I don't even know who's playing today. It's going to be awesome. But enjoy the content coming up in 15 minutes at the break.
Whoa. There's a piece sack, and Hikaru's down to 48 seconds left.
Okay, analysis board. Let's do it. What happened there? He just took on e5, which is a temporary piece sack, but f5 was overextending, allowing the e-file to become a serious problem. 2 bishops being skewered. And So's going to win back his piece with interest here.
Although I think what Hikaru's relying on is the fact that his knight will get to f4, and then black will take over the e-file. This is a very deep sacrifice. If you play rook e2, for example.
No, right? Seriously, how deep does the rabbit hole go, Morpheus? Look at that.
That's why he sacrificed an exchange. Can you just play rook e2 instead, real quick, instead of
yeah? Let's show. If rook e2 was played by So, Hikaru's point, or Hikaru and Robert's point, is that the e file is dominated, and the f4 square. I guess we play knight f4 first just to defend the d5 pawn. But the point is, the e file and the dominance of the dark squares means that black is better despite being down a pawn. What a deep sacrifice from Hikaru.
And Wesley sacrificed an exchange back, which Hikaru doesn't take, but now white's position is going to stabilize because look at this rook on e5 rather than being on d2. A very important difference. That's an active rook. Now white can bring the other rook to e1 or play d4. In fact, d4 looks very strong to my eyes. And I like the knight on f4. I really do. But that pawn on f5, that's on a light square. That bishop on b3 at some point can reroute to c2 and take down that pawn. So I think Hikaru needs to be really careful here, not to mention he only has 37 seconds left.
Yeah, and that line there with the sacrifice, Wesley goes right back and sacks the exchange. This is some high-level chess here, and the biggest, I think, issue for Hikaru right now is on the clock, and it's been so, you know, if you're just tuning in, kind of a consistent story. Hikaru started out down on the clock in the first several games and at one point trailed by 2. Look at this.
I think that move rook d1 is one that
Less than ideal.
Wesley will regret. Yeah, he'll regret that because look at the king on e6. It protects d5, it attacks e5. The knight on f4 dominates everything in the position. Like, if you imagine the rooks being traded off the board, the king on g1 can never move because the knight on f4 hits the g2 pawn and can't be kicked out. So this is a big problem for Wesley, as now he's up a minute, but his position is getting not very pleasant.
Yeah. Gosh, this is such an interesting positional game here. Love it. I was convinced f5 when it was played by Hikaru was a blunder on move 22, but this sacrifice has really paid off. And just like our we gotta fix it.
I saw the board moving away. I was like, what's happening there?
There we go. We're gonna come back into view, everybody, slowly but surely. We got a sensitive browser over here. There we go. All right. Classic. All right.
I just saw it like drifting away. I was like, Wilson, come back.
I know. I'm zooming in using right click to highlight the square, and sometimes I make the blunder of zooming in too much. Hikaru just won a pawn, and with it is going to launch a mating attack. The third decisive game going in Nakamura's favor here, and he has gained control over this match. Wow.
Can you pull up the analysis board for the end of that game, please?
Let's do it.
I promise you that when Wesley went rook e8 there, he was anticipating, just 2 moves ago, he was anticipating rook d5 instead of rook takes d4. I promise you.
So wait, right here.
He went rook e5, and he was anticipating rook d5, and he sort of pre-moved, at least mentally, rook e8.
Right.
But when rook takes d4 was played, rook e8 was a horrible move, but I think he was thinking that rook d5 happened.
Yeah, rook takes d4. White was still okay if he just plays rook takes f5 with check, right?
I mean, he's in trouble, but he's not...
Right, but it's not over. But he was anticipating, what Hess is saying is he was anticipating rook d5, which is also a good move for black, because if the trade happens, as we've been highlighting, this knight is dominating the bishop in the endgame from the square f4. But yeah, wow, I think you're right, because he pre-moved basically rook e8. Now, he didn't actually pre-move it, but yeah, he was definitely anticipating it, because rook e8 is just a horrible blunder, and rook d2 is resign times. You're winning all kinds of material here on the second rank. So, okay, wow, interesting stuff.